Start recording. Stop recording.
Hello
Button.
everybody on YouTube, this is Nikki Wonderlick for another video today. This time I have Thomas Acasella with me.
Good afternoon.
I thought, I don't really have a topic in mind, so, I would see if he had anything he wanted to share with you guys.
Well, I know we were talking a little bit about depression and anxiety on my channel a little while ago, so I guess we could talk about that if you want.
That sounds good.
Okay, so what I was saying on my channel, you guys, is with depression and anxiety, people handle it differently. You have people like my ex, Megan, who sits around on her butt at home all day, playing with dolls and Furbies, and doing nothing with her life. Then you have Nikki here, who gets out, who is very positive, and I'm sure some of you all remember that last September, early October, Nikki was in the hospital for 2 weeks, and she got the help, she needed, and she's doing great. So another thing I want to say here is, if you're dating someone with depression or anxiety, I want to say this. Reverse that. If you're dating someone who doesn't, if you have depression and anxiety and you're dating someone who doesn't know anything about it, what I would suggest is, of course, they can do their research, but educate them about depression and anxiety, and really tell them what you're going through and how they can help you.
Yes.
I dated, Megan's not the only one I dated with depression. I have an ex-girlfriend, Ruby, who I'm good friends with, who I dated back in August of 2015. We dated for a month and a half. And she had depression. And that was the first time I dated someone who had depression. And she had her good days and she had her bad days. And she tried to keep as positive. She always tries to keep it as positive as she can be, because I still, talk to her to this day. She doesn't just mope around, she tries to keep as positive as she can. Anyway, back then, I didn't know anything. I mean, I'm no expert about depression and anxiety, but I know a lot about depression and anxiety, and back then, I really didn't know much about it, and, but I supported her emotionally and helped her, as best as I could.
Right.
When we were dating. So what I would say is this: if you are dating somebody who has I keep saying who has, reverse it. If you have depression and anxiety, and if you're dating somebody who doesn't know, about depression and anxiety, educate them and tell them, what are triggers for you, and how they can help you when you are depressed.
Or anxious.
So that's what I have to say on that.
And my piece is, I would do it before you get depressed or before you get anxious.
Right. Yep.
Because when you're depressed or you're anxious, you're not going to want to educate.
No.
Trust me.
Yep.
I've been there. I've been depressed. I've been anxious. Yep. And you do not want to educate when you're feeling depressed or you're feeling anxious.
Nope. Yep. So that's what I got.
Now, if you're someone dating someone who's got depression or anxiety, and you don't know much about it, you can ask the person you're dating, hey, how can I help you?
Right.
If they don't come out and tell you.
Right.
Because not everybody comes out and tells you, this is how you can help me.
Right. Yep. Yep. That's exactly right.
And you can ask, what are your triggers?
Right.
So I can help you avoid them.
Right. And make sure that you understand what triggers are.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what triggers are, feel free to ask that person or look it up online.
Right. Also, keep in mind that the person who you're dating might not feel comfortable talking about their depression with you, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, when you guys build, if it's a new relationship, when you guys build trust with each other, maybe they will tell you.
Yeah. And if it's a new relationship and the person doesn't want to talk about their depression or their anxiety, that's okay too.
Absolutely.
Give them time.
Absolutely.
They'll probably come around and talk to you about it.
Now, here's something very important to keep in mind. If you're dating somebody who you know, is really in depression pretty deep, and they're feeling suicidal, and you're not physically there to help, and you find if you're on the phone or something. First of all, if they are suicidal, two things: stay calm. Number one.
Yes.
Number two, make sure that they get help. Do not hang up until you know that they're either okay and they're not going to do anything, or until they get help.
Exactly.
I wanted to put that out there because that's important. So, yeah. Yep. Do not hang up the phone if you're physically not there, and you're supposed to say if you're on the phone with them, and they're suicidal, your significant other, they're suicidal. Remember, folks, this is important. Number one, stay calm. Number two, stay on the phone with them unless you know they're not going to do anything, or until they get help.
Now, I have something to add to that. Now, they may need to let you go to call to get the help they need.
Right.
But if that happens, ask them to call you back once they've got called to get the help they need.
Right, very good point. And if they don't call you back, call them back.
Right.
Don't just, you know,
leave it be.
Don't just leave it. Call them back. If they don't call you back, call them back and make sure
Right.
they're okay. And they got the help they needed.
Right.
So, yeah.
Because, like, one time, Mike and I were on the phone, or someone and I were on the phone, and I was in my deep depressive state, and I was like, I have to go, I have to call for help, because I'm feeling very suicidal.
Okay.
So, that's why I threw that out there about they may have to let you go to get the help they need.
Right. Yep, that was a good point. Yep. But again, I'm going to repeat myself because this bears repeating. Again, if they have to let you go, if they don't call you back, make sure that you call them back to make sure that they're
Yes.
okay and they got the help that they needed.
Yes.
Yep. So that's what I got.
That's all I've got too.
Okay. Should we remind them about the time changes, or
Yes.
do you want to do that?
Tomorrow's video is going to be at 10 Connecticut time, 9 Minnesota time. Monday's video is going to be at
1:30 my time.
1:30 Connecticut time, 12:30 Minnesota time. Tuesday's video is going to be at, I think, 1 Connecticut time.
Correct.
12 Minnesota time. Wednesday's video is going to be at, I think,
4 my time.
4 Connecticut time, 3 Minnesota time. And I have O&M on Thursday at 1 my time.
Okay.
Or no, 10 my time.
Okay.
So I'll be done about noon
Okay.
my time.
Okay.
So what time do you want to do the video on Thursday?
Well, if you're going to be done at noon your time, that would be 1 my time, so we can do it at 2 o'clock my time, which would be 1 your time.
Okay.
Cool.
And on Thursday we'll be doing it 2 Connecticut time, 1 Minnesota time.
Yeah, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And take care, everybody, and God bless you all.
We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow night.